Yeah, it's your boy. You already know what time it is. Shimmy my way through DJ Step Saucy. Here is my recap of my show, It's Saucy, that aired September 15th, 2021. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And whoa, there was a lot to talk about. Very controversial. Take a look. Recap of the verses. It was whoa, man. New York at its finest that night, man. And we had the Locks versus Dipset. We had so many other artists, Ashanti versus Keisha Cole. I mean, New York hip hop, man. You gotta just love and embrace it. But a lot of controversy over last night, man. Fat Joe was talking about Lil Mo and Vita, calling them some dusty girls. I don't know about that. It's very, very controversial. But I had Ja Rule all the way. First topic of the show was the versus battle between Fat Joe and Ja Rule because, it's iconic. It's New York history. And if we look at these two, they're one of the best to ever do it, man. A lot of people don't like to give credit to Fat Joe because a lot of his songs are on features. Of course, he's on Khaled's All I Do Is Win remix. He's on Make It Rain with Lil Wayne. He's got the Big Pun record that he played at the Verzuz. Although, Ja Rule called him out saying it wasn't his, but he was the executive producer and still not a player. And then Joe, of course, has his biggest record ever with All the Way Up. Personally, I think so. Of course, with the one with Ashanti, What's Love is also a great one. But Ashanti, man, she looked out for those two. Her and Ja Rule, of course. But the battle itself, man, it's a lot of shit talking. And you know what? I didn't realize it until Fat Joe said it. 17 number one records from Ja Rule. Shit. And then also, not only that, he talked about how Ja was the Drake before Drake. You know what I'm saying? And that singing, rapping vibe. And I get that from a lot of rappers nowadays, man. They do that a lot. But I think overall, it was a great battle. And I just want to say that Joe... Although his comments were out of line a bit when he talked about Lil Mo and Vita, calling them dusty bitches, get them out of the crack house. That was by far probably the worst moment of his night. When a lot of times throughout the battle, right, you see Ja Rule play his records that are just timeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like remarkable how much he's done, and then Fat Joe just to come out and say that was just like a blow. You know what I mean? And of course he apologized the very next day. But what more did you expect? Like the records that Joe were playing are street records. I get it. You got a couple hits here and there with a few ladies in the industry. We know it, but I just feel like Ja Rule, man, it just didn't feel like it was right enough to be in that same category of music with Fat Joe. But I get it. It wasn't gonna happen with 50. We know how 50 is, and you know how he got down with the whole Murder Inc. situation, that he basically fucked up Ja's career and that whole label's career. That was kind of fucked up, but it is what it is. It's marked down in history as the beatdown. Of course, Ja Rule comes back and responds. 50 got shot up, stabbed, and beat. But he ain't your hero, you know what I'm saying? And that's another blow that these two, they will probably never end their beef. 50, he's the petty type. He's never going to end that beef between him and Ja. No matter how long Ja is still alive, that shit going to keep going. And you know what? I actually was surprised to see Nelly in the building. Nelly was there too, man. I was kind of fired to see Nelly there too, man. So, Verzuz is getting better. It's getting better and better. It's getting, recognition after recognition. But I raise this next question. Now we want to see is a Jay-Z and Nas battle. We know we're not going to get that, but it is what it is. Like I said, these are two businessmen that I think could never be in the same room battling each other over records. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But Verzuz does a great job of giving everyone the bag once they perform. You know what I'm saying? You seen Remy Ma, she pulled up too. know the homie Meek coming out with his new album, man. Yeah, October 1st. It's called Expensive Pain. Now, Meek Mill, you know, is it me or he hasn't been in the conversation of maybe a Verzuz? Now, that's kind of hard to say against who, but Meek been out for 10 plus years, and we got to give him his flowers while he's here, man. He's been on and off, but it's all good. You know what it is, man. It's not too often people talking about Meek Mill like that. I'm going to keep it a buck. I mean, they talk about him. Obviously, his album is coming out. You know what I'm saying? October 1st. But I'm talking about, where does he stand among the greats? All right? So that's what the whole conversation of me talking about that on his Saucy is like. Yo, Meek been in the game 10 plus years, bro. Music video, hit after hit, street record after street record. And not only that, if we're not talking about the music, we also get into more of the social reform, the social injustice. You know, Judge Brinkley tried to fuck Meek Mill up when he had that miscellaneous and not useful, you know, charge when he was riding dirt bikes in the inner cities. You know what I'm saying? Just getting sent away for that. I mean, it's just despicable. They had it out for Meek, and then, you know, to see Meek, you know, obviously Championship album was his first album when he came back home. Philadelphia embraced him. I think the streets basically embraced him. And, you know, when Meek Mill obviously came up on stage, he made the announcement in front of a lot of people, you know, talking about social injustice, having his own day, Meek Mill Day in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I think it just meant a lot for him, and that he's turning the corner. He's turning the leaf. Obviously, he can still rap. Don't get me wrong. We're going to give him his credit when his credit is due. Meek is all the way fire. But I think, you know, a lot of artists and activists, you know, need to collaborate more. And not a lot of artists are doing what he's doing too, man, trying to get people, you know, on the right path and educated. I think Meek Mill is all about the education now when it comes to, you know, knowing the system, knowing right from wrong. And I think I like that about Meek. The chasers is always going to be the chasers, man, but let's just give the credit when he's here, because Meek Mill really inspired a lot of young people to, you know, take notice on the lack of, you know, leadership. And, you know, it's more and more people like him, Jay-Z, I don't know if you've seen, also Robert Kraft too, is in that circle, you know, that Jay-Z formed the alliance ultimately to, you know, stop police brutality, social injustice. So that's a big deal, man. That's a really big deal. So let's just give Meek his flowers while he's here. And I did not want to say that Meek Mill hasn't been talked about, because he's been talked about numerous amounts of time. So, but it's just interesting, man. I just don't feel like people give him that vibe of like, yo, Meek Mill, shit, top 10 MC of all time. No, I don't think so. I think when Drake did that to him, that beef, that back-to-back freestyle, that was just a body blow, man. I know I mentioned that before, but he recovered from it. Now they're buddies now. As you can see, you know, Meek had Drake featured on his Championship album. That Going Bad went platinum, of course, probably 2 times platinum by this time now. So it's a lot of turmoil from back then, but now it's more peaceful. And the Meek that we see nowadays is a changed man, still out here rapping, getting money, stuff like that. But yo, this man is dope though, man. He's really dope. Give him a look some more. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about him more, man, because he's doing big things, man, and people don't even realize it. Thank you for watching this video. It's your guy, of course. And also make sure to like and subscribe. Hit down below. And you already know what time it is. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., you can listen to me on the radio, talking news, playing music, hip-hop and reggae music. And, of course, giving you the sauciness from me, DJ Step Saucy, on 90.3 WHBC. Tune in next week.